I thought I would change my location because it's a little chilly outside. And I know I'm kind of in the dark, but this way you get to see my ocean of abundance and a little bit of my empty beach nest pad. Welcome, welcome. It's always wonderful to not be able to see you, but I know you're there. And we're getting comments already. Susan Williamson, hi, sweetheart. Great to see you. Glad you had a couple minutes. This is probably like 20 minutes, so it's not a long, it's not like my Friday show. It's a time where I can put it on my calendar to connect with you on a less formal basis as the show. And I am broadcasting from my loving room and loving my life. And this used to be hashtag Monday Motivation for those of you who've been following me for a bit. And then during the pandemic, it became, trying to stay positive during the pandemic. And now it's Mind Your Own Business with Dr. Marissa, which is a combo of everything. It's my chance to help you and myself kickstart a great week, no matter what is happening around us. Unconditional happiness, unconditional joy, which means no matter what the condition is, I choose to have a good day, have a good week, have a good Monday, especially Monday. All right. And we're going to start the way I usually do with the breath. So if you would, what is the word? Gosh, you can tell it's Monday morning and I've only had one cup of coffee. If you would just settle in and palms up in your lap and eyes gently closed, we're going to breathe and connect together through breath, breathing in through the nose and releasing soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees. Another deep breath in. And releasing all the stories and the drama. And one last breath in. Connecting with me through Chi eternal energy, the breath of life that connects us all. No beginning, no end. And as we release, come back into the room. Yeah. And now we're connected. And you all stayed through the breath. So we're super connected. And those of you who saw the post on my new baby, you can see behind me, that's Bella, my bottle brush tree, still alive. I'm wanted in 5 states for plant killing. So we're holding, it, the space safe for that beautiful tree that I'm hoping will attract more birds that sing for no reason at all on the 11th floor here. But those of you who accidentally stumbled on here and have never seen me before, I am Dr. Marissa. I am an organizational psychologist by education, but I am your happiness guru and your chauffeur to your joyride of life. And I've been on this Happy 88 mission since the book was published, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. And grateful that let's see if we can get this a little light. Grateful that, does it look like me? Haha. That it hit 8 bestseller lists, including #1. But the best part is that it's helping people choose happiness. And so my mission is 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And all of my platforms, my Friday show, Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, to my speaking. I get to speak at the IVAT Institute for Violence, Abuse, and Trauma. Tomorrow is the opening, and I'm one of the opening speakers, to being on other people's shows now, on their podcasts. It's all the same message. So I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for supporting me all of these years. And let's see. We're going to talk about the Oscars for fun. And I watched them yesterday. And for those of you who know, I'm not a fan of TV. In the sense of all the bad news and the CNN constantly negative news and, tragedy happens and then the entire day is spent watching people talk about things that they don't know anything about. None of the details have been released. So I'm not a big fan of TV. However, I love movies, and I love the creative ability that people have in storytelling. And in fact, I'm coming out with my first short film. It is done, and I'm releasing it on my 9th year anniversary. I was going to say wedding anniversary. No, I'm happily divorced. My 9-year anniversary for the show, which will be Friday, May 7th at 3 p.m. So please put that on your calendar. The film is called The New PPP, Post-Pandemic Possibilities, and What If, and all of the possible things that can happen with you, me, and the planet. So put that on your calendar. Super excited. Woke up with the idea 4 months ago, so it's been a beautiful journey. Mostly highs, some frustrations. I'm putting a trailer for it right now. So that's my good news. But so I love movies. So yesterday, did you watch the Oscars? I'm hoping that, oh, hello, Ahmed. Ahmed is tuning in from Saudi Arabia. And we're talking about the Oscars. I don't know if you watched any of those movies, Ahmed, in Saudi Arabia. Susan Williamson, I'm hoping, did see some of them. And my fabulous, oh, hi, Chris. Thank you for the congratulations on this short film. In my dreams, one day I will be on some kind of award, receiving an award for, if not this one, but another one. But that's totally hashtag COVID silver lining, is I got to add filmmaker onto my list of things that I chose to do in this lifetime. And I'm grateful to COVID for that, because I never had time for that. Okay, so we're talking about the Oscars, movies. Anything you want to, just go to the chat, like Susan and Ahmed and Chris have already done and checked in. I know there's a lot more people there, so just say hi. And first tell me, did you watch the Oscars and what were your impressions? And I will start by saying I was so grateful and just inspired by some of the speeches. The first one was the makeup artist, and let's see if I have her name. I posted it, but her first words were just amazing. Let's see, her name is Mia Neal. So the Ma Rainey movie, which I absolutely loved, was she won that for hair and makeup, her and her partner. So so Susan watched the highlights, but not live this year. I don't know if they showed her speech, but I have it on my social. So just go and watch that. The thing that struck me and what she said was, she's grateful to be the first African-American to receive an award in this category, but she can't wait for the day that there's no more first. You don't have to be the first that did this. That is just everyone is rewarded and not held back and or not promoted just because of their skin color. And that's certainly a vision that we're all moving towards. And I'll put the moose on the table right now. There's a backlash, I don't know if people are actually talking about it out loud, but when I do diversity work, especially when they had hiring quotas for fire department or EMT or in the Oscars, it's like, well, you only won because of your skin color. The only reason why you're being recognized or promoted is because you're a minority. And those are horrible words that I'm sure you've heard. And so if and when you hear those horrible expressions, I would hope that all of Dr. Marissa's Happy 88 family will say, actually, that's a horrible thing to say and it's not true. And for centuries, there's been a predominant one color in the awards section. And so this is not about tokenism. This is about finally leveling the playing field. Because if we don't start talking and pushing back on expressions like that, then what you permit, you promote. And so it is so important to be able to stand up. I mean, this is our time. This is our time for all races, but in particular, people of color, all colors, to say, can't do this, can't do this. Now, I'm going to balance that out with what Tyler Perry said, because I'm totally about, saying they never being brutally honest. Hate is not the energy that we want to use to fight. And his speech was incredibly strong, incredibly beautiful. And I don't want people to think that takes the energy of standing up. So it's a balance. It's a balance between, do you stand up? Can you stand up and say, no, this is not okay, in love and not hate? Because it is true, this shut the fork up and, fork you and how dare you and all of those kinds of reactions are not necessarily going to help this ending racism either. So there's a really, important balance between how we're going to end racism. We're not going to end racism with hate or darkness, like Dr. Martin Luther King says, but shining the light on. And light is love. And too often, though, we have romanticized love. So when we think love, it's like, thank you, Ahmed. True, 100%. Love. Love allows you to make mistakes. Love allows you to be horrible. Love allows you. I'm going to love you anyways. And again, if we go too far into that extreme, then it's some people know that expression, spiritual bypass, right? So I'm going to let you say anything. I'm just going to turn the other cheek. I'm going to let you, forgive 70 times 7. Yes. And you can still forgive. And at the same time, stand in your love, power, stand in your place and say, actually, that's not true. Or that wasn't funny. Or you may not think you're acting as a racist right now. You may not think your intent is not that. I'm sure it's not. But the impact is this on me, on people of color, that my friends or what, So having that conversation is a way that all of us can begin to end racism. Having that difficult, actually, it's a good interjection. All right. So what else did I love? I loved, especially during this time of hashtag stop AAPI hate, to see Chloe, which is my older daughter's name too, from China, with that film Nomadland, win both Best Picture and the Best Director. That was like amazing. And her, the words that her father taught her. So her words and Tyler Perry's words were so aligned, and so what a beautiful message of hope for all of us. And I'm going to add myself into that, that messaging that we can powerfully lovingly move towards hope. Shay's son, woohoo! Shay's here. If you missed my interview with Shay when the whole Asian hate crimes were starting, you got to go watch it on YouTube. He's saying, I love her words. Yes, absolutely. And I love, her just, she's like so real, right? No gown, sneakers. This is who I am. I love who I am. I'm grounded in who I am. Hello, what's been my message, right? That's the message of the short film. Who am I in the core of who I am, that I don't have to prove anything, and I know my value, and I know that I'm not perfect, but I'm 88% fabulous. So, and I know I'm preaching to the choir with all of y'all here chiming in. Okay, Susan Williamson. I haven't seen that for a while. UGH. So over needing to explain, we need to solve underrepresented diversity. You and me, sister, we literally are petitioning for equal gender representation in music awards and honors too, still. Yes. So yeah, it's that tricky, the cries of, oh, this is reverse discrimination. I sarcastically, because sarcasm is another service that I offer. Someone interviewed me and said, what about reverse discrimination? And I said, isn't it interesting that for hundreds of years, Black, brown, I don't even like to say yellow because I'm not yellow and I don't necessarily like that color on me. But the discrimination has been for hundreds of years. And so the numbers for equal opportunity go in for 1 month, and all of a sudden it's not fair, reverse discrimination. Is like, really? So maybe you can have a little compassion over the hundreds of years that there's been so many ceilings of so many kinds. Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting a little bit. Let's see. Shay's giving me a hand. Love, authentic, fabulous you, Dr. Marissa. Susan, I love you too. Takes a fabulous, authentic person to see one. I actually learned that in Morocco when I went on an agape trip to Africa with my big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith, and we were in Morocco, and there was a beautiful woman. So this is a great practice, one of the Happy 88 tool that I'd like you all to go forth and multiply this week. So she was beautiful, and I went up to her and I said, "You are beautiful." And she looked at me and she said, "It takes beautiful to see beautiful." So I've adopted that. I just got chills remembering that moment. And they also have an expression that when you say you're beautiful, they'll say, "Thank you, yes, I am." What would our America be like if all of us owned our fabulousness, not perfection, 88% fabulous. So the next time someone compliments you, I want to challenge you to say, I just learned from Dr. Marissa that in parts of Africa, they own their compliment. So I'm going to say, thank you, I am. If you can get to the point where you approve of yourself 88% of the time, guess what? All of that craziness of antenna, who loves me, who likes me, who supports me, who's complimenting me, how many likes did I get, how many people are watching, all of that superficial external validation, which is not long lasting. It lasts as long as the joy you get from the first bite of a Krispy Kreme, and then after that you're overwhelmed with guilt and shouldn't have, all that temporary high, and then this overwhelming beating yourself up for even one getting the compliment, or they really don't know who I am, that internal critic. So if you haven't incorporated my gratitude sandwich blissipline into your life, please do. At the end of the day, before you sleep, before you put your head on the pillow, say 8 things specifically that you appreciate about yourself. Go do some mirror work today. What was the last compliment you get? Write it in the comment. What was the last compliment that someone gave you that maybe you went, okay, maybe, or what was the last compliment that you got that you're like, I don't know if I can, I hope that's true. I hope that's true. I want you to right now put it in the chat and tell me, I am, own it. I am 88%. Let's see what my compliments so far. Let's see, authentic and fabulous. Chris Norwood says, great point. Susan, yes, I'm fabulous too. I just learned that from Dr. Marissa. Thank you. I still like the credit. Dee Noel is here. Jim Highland, I know that I am fabulous. Yes, Jim Highland's from Florida. I love it. So own that, especially specific things. So if you, I'm going to give you guys all a compliment right now. If you have been told that you are sensitive, okay, and I used to hate that. As a child, I was always told, you're so sensitive. Quit being so sensitive. And so I hated my sensitivity. I hated when I cried. I hated when I got emotional. I would hide it. I would, I hated that part of myself. But if you're one of those, you can put a thumbs up right now. If you're one of those, I have some good news for you. 100% correlation between sensitivity and creativity. So if you are sensitive, you can say, I am creative. Okay? So sensitive, even if you don't think sensitive is good, I think it's great. I am ultra sensitive, which means I can receive inspiration. I can receive creative thought. I can receive intuitive thought and action. And it has led me to a #1 best-selling book, an award-winning show, because I was so sensitive that I received the inspiration. So if y'all are, I hope you all own and celebrate your sensitivity if you're one of those. Let's see. Dino, I have natural beauty. Yes, you do. Dino's been on my The Voice competition. She came in. I think she was the first runner-up in that, and she is a natural beauty and a mom and all of that good stuff. Let's see. Timothy Taylor is checking in from Texas. The question, Timothy, is what's the last compliment that you got? And put it in the chat and own it. Let's see. Dee Noel is creative because she's sensitive. Shay's son. Oh, okay. Shay's got this discipline down. I am happy, peace, freedom, love, pleasure, prosperity, and infinite. And so it is. Shay's done quite a bit of work on himself, as you can see from his compliments. He owns them. He receives them. He owns them. And there's no greater feeling than knowing how great you are most of the time. I'm telling you, if nothing else, I'm hoping that every single one of my Happy 88 family is grounded in that practice, because from that point we can do freaking amazing things on the planet. All right, Susan, he said, but not looking like you do now to describe why I'm attracting attention. I thought, really? I'm looking that much better? Okay, but not, he said, but not looking like you do now. That doesn't sound like a compliment to describe why I'm attracting attention. And I thought, really? I'm looking that much better? Okay, so this brings up a good Happy 88 tool, which is actually 3 of them. So I'm processing now. Thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts, by the way, I see them. Okay, so Susan, it sounds like someone did not compliment you, actually put you a little bit down and said, yes, you're attractive, but not maybe you just woke up or just whatever. You weren't looking your best. So when people do that, my first impulse is to say, if I look like you, I'd be miserable too, which probably isn't the kindest reaction to give. However, there's a beautiful African-American saying, which says, when there is no enemy within, then no enemy outside can hurt me. So this is tremendously important, because if you, and I know you are, Susan, grounded in knowing who you are, at the core of who you are, and you're 88% beautiful, right? And there's 12% of the time when, yeah, I don't look my best. Then from that place, you can say either, oh, that wasn't very nice, or, yeah, I know I've looked better, but I choose right now to just look good instead of fabulous. Or if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. Or I'm sorry you feel that way. I wish you could see me as I do. That's brave. So that's one thing. Okay. The other thing is the other extreme. So people, my clients ask me all the time in life balance coaching, so when do you take criticism? So when someone is being critical, like that person was to you, Susan, is there value in some kinds of criticism? And my rule is, if 3 different people tell you the same thing 3 different times about something that isn't working for you, that's the time to own that. Okay? So if 3 different people said, wow, you have such beautiful whatever, I wish I could see it more. So if you're a person that, your hairstyle's all over your face, or, you run around in old tracksuits all the time, never, dressing up to feel good. I dress up, not for you. I dress up because it feels good for me. So there might be some value in that criticism, in that feedback, because all feedback is the person is trying to build a bridge. Sometimes it sounds mean, though. They're well-meaning, but they're more mean than well. But really, feedback is, when you say that, I feel, like I don't want to continue the conversation. So then you get a chance to look at that. But if that person is always criticizing you, that's their issue and not yours. So those are kind of my rules on how to deal with criticism. Hopefully that was helpful. Okay. Timothy, last compliment was that they miss me in my old department and wish that I'd return. Well, that's nice. So, and so instead of jumping to, why am I not returning? I don't know the details around that, or getting bitter or whatever, to take the compliment and say, I missed. So why am I missed? Well, why are you missed, Timothy? Because I know that you're a generous individual. Timothy has donated several times to my 501c nonprofit. I know you're a generous person. I know you're a caring person. I know you're a great dad. You're a loving person. So own those things about yourself that are who you are. And if we could all, again, do this 88% of the time, then we will be so much more stable in that place to communicate how we can end racism, stop AAPI hate, stop angry rhetoric, show love. Shay's got this love effort to balance out the Asian hate. So there's so many things which we can do now, but starting always here. Do you love yourself 88% of the time? If you're having a thought in your head that's critical, can you say, thank you very much, but that's not always true? And that's the conversation you have between your balance-centered self and your critic. Does that make sense? Cool. This has been fun. Timothy was good at that role, but management change caused me to leave. Okay, well, I know, Timothy, that it's always this or better. Another Happy 88 tool. It's always this or better. It's always this. So here's the thing. If you can believe that with all of your heart and soul, then you are more open to what the possibilities are. But if you stay stuck in wishing things had not happened the way they happened, then that energy will not allow you to move into the next. So my best example for that is the book. I lost a $200,000 consulting project, and it was because of a management change. And I got the call, contract's null and void. I could have stewed and spewed and been angry and justifiably angry for the next 2 weeks, 2 months. But instead, I'm a student of the law of attraction. I stomped my feet and went, "Ah!" for 16 seconds. I took a deep breath and said, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. Or I'll say, "What now, brown cow?" And then I listened, and the voice said, "Write." I said, "I don't have time to write." The voice said, "You do now." My UPS man, my universal power source, has a great sense of humor. And so I sat down and wrote for a week, came up with, for chapter 1, Out of Loneliness into Hope, chapter 8, Out of Control into Happiness, went number 1, blah, 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 you know. So speaking of which, Asian Oprah giveaway, let's see, there's 8 of you. I guess I can give all 8 of you a copy of my audiobook for tuning in today. And if you bring people for next Monday, so we can actually get this to a place where we've got hundreds, because, you know, I'm just so shy. But I do want to anchor this broadcast. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it anymore. But I'm so glad that you all showed up today. So go to my drmarissa.life, put down Asian Oprah giveaway from Monday morning, and then I'll give you the promo code, and you'll get a free audio book copy of 8 Ways to Happiness. And just don't, give it to other people. Let them invest in it, because all proceeds, part proceeds, go to Habitat for Humanity. So that would be lovely. And I actually narrated in my own voice. So I know some of you already have it, so that's my Asian Oprah giveaway today. Tune in tomorrow night. If you register on ivat.org, I'm the opening speaker again for the Institute for Violence, Abuse, and Trauma, a great organization. It's the 18th annual Hawaiian Summit. And that is so important for you to help and put your, there's researchers, they're doing studies, they have tons of things, including me. So that's ivat.org. I think there's still time to register today. It starts tomorrow. And then this week, you are going to absolutely love this week's show on Friday. I had to wait for this to put the notice up for this week, but I'm having back one of it's advancing justice for Asians. She's a lawyer, Joe, and she's bringing her friend to talk about Asians and people of color, specifically Black Americans. And that's like the next step. This is the advance. So we've got Black Lives Matter. We've got Stop AAP I Hate. And I thought, let me do a show that now goes to the next level, looking at how we can support people of color with people of color. So don't miss it. Friday at 3. I'll put the announcement out a little later today. But, we'll have comments that you can ask questions. It's going to be a great, great show. Okay? Anything else? Please, if you're shopping on Amazon, please use Smile Amazon, 8 Ways to Happiness. so that Amazon gives a little bit to my nonprofit. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next Monday. See you Friday before I see you Monday. And let's see. Oh, Victoria Reynolds checked in. Nice to see you again. What the world needs now is love, our love projected outwards. Absolutely. And Timothy, yep, I told them I'm receptive to return when the time is right, open to change. And I would suggest, Timothy, that you do some Google Play. There's a plethora of jobs, a myriad of opportunities out there right now. I'm asking all of my life balance coaching clients to spend at least 18 minutes a day, put it on a timer, and just receive the inspiration to put it in the search bar to see what comes up. Okay? Because it's always this and better. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to go over to Instagram right now for another broadcast at 10:30. If you want to join me over there at Doc Balance. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. They do give me a tiny bit of money, so that's where you can watch some of my past interviews with Shay, with Dawn Wells, my beautiful friend who died of COVID, Marianne from Gilligan's Island, to gosh, I've got so many people on there. I just had Eddie Munster from the Munsters. So go, please, free subscribe on my YouTube channel. All right, peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Have the best week ever.